Good morning, students. In video titled Turing Machine Part 2, we have seen designing of Turing machine by specifying all states and the transition of Turing machine. To describe the complicated Turing machine, we need some high-level description. This high-level description reduces the complexity and increase understandability in designing process of Turing machine. Keeping this in view in mind, today I will discuss some high-level conceptual tools. In addition to this, various modifications of Turing machine with objective to increase the power of the machine. Unfortunately, we did not get any Turing machine that offers greater power. However, we can reduce the power of Turing machine by the way in which the Turing tape is used. Let us see these Turing machines. Topics of discussion are Turing machine with stationary head. Next is multiple track Turing machine. Next is two-way infinite Turing machine, multi-tape Turing machine, non-deterministic Turing machine, multi-dimensional Turing machine, universal Turing machine, and linear bounded automata. Okay. Let us start with the Turing machine with stationary head. In some situations, we need for some alphabet Turing tape head neither moves left direction or right direction. For this, we have to modify the transition function. Okay. Now you can see this is the modified transition function delta QA, P, Y, and S. Here S indicates that Turing tape will not move either in the left direction or in the right direction. Okay. What it means? Machine in state Q, input is A, machine goes to state P, replace this A by Y, and tape head remains in the same cell. We can define Turing machine with stationary head with the help of again 7 tuples Q, sigma, gamma, delta, Q0, B, and F. Q, sigma, gamma, Q0, B, and F are meaning of these are same as in the standard Turing machine. Okay, only difference with this transition function. Here you can see the transition function maps from Q cross sigma to Q cross sigma cross L, R, and S. You know the meaning of the S. Okay. Now, suppose at any instant of time, the idea of the Turing machine is as follows: x1, x2, xk minus 1, q, xk, xk plus 1 to xn. Here, the tape head points to xk. Okay. And suppose this is the instruction. Machine in state q, if it reads xk, it goes to state p, replace this sk by y, and at this time the Turing tape will not be moved in either left direction or in the right direction. Okay, so here you can see now sk is replaced by y. Okay, now the state change from q to p, and here you can observe that the tape head remains in the same cell. That is, again it is pointing to the symbol y. Okay, let us see the next, multiple track Turing machine. In multiple track Turing machine, the tape is divided into k tracks, where k is greater than or equal to 2. Symbol on the tape is considered to be k tuple. Here each symbol is made of k tuples and one component for each track. You can remember in standard Turing machine, the tape symbol is an element of this gamma, but here in this Turing machine, the tape symbol is a member of gamma k. This extends the definition of the Turing machine. Here you can see in this figure 4-track Turing machine. This figure depicts the 4-track Turing machine. Here you can see one symbol is made of the 4 tuples. What are the tuples of the symbol? A3, B3, C3 and D3. Okay. And here this is the finite control and this is the tape head. Read-write tape head. Next is the two-way infinite tape. Two-way infinite tape is same as a standard Turing machine with two conditions. The tuples are q, sigma, gamma, delta, q0, b, f, and there is some condition on this transition functions. In this figure, you can see the tape is infinite in the left direction and also in the infinite in the right directions. This is the control unit of the Turing machine, and here this is the tape head. The difference in the moves of the two-way infinite tape Turing machine and the standard Turing machine is as follows. In two-way infinite tape Turing machine, if this is the ID of the Turing machine at any instant of time q x alpha, okay, and this is the instruction, means machine in state q and the symbol under the tape head is x, means machine in state q. If it reads x, it goes to state p, replace this x by y and moves in the left direction. Here you can see, if this is the situation, then the next configuration will be p, b, y, alpha. Means here you can observe that the machine moves in the left direction, but this movement is not allowed in the standard Turing machine. Why? It is because in the standard Turing machine, there is the left hand side is closed. Okay. Next is the next difference. In two-way infinite tape Turing machine, if this is the idea of the Turing machine q x alpha, and this is the instruction delta q x p b r, okay, means machine in state q. If it reads x, then machine goes to state p, replace this x by b and moves in the right direction. Here you can see before p there is no b, because the tape is infinite in the left directions. So there is no need to specify b in the two-way infinite tape here, b. Okay, but in the standard Turing machine, B should be appear at this place. Okay, so these two are the difference between the two-way infinite tape and the standard Turing machine, or you can say the in basic Turing machine. Okay. Next up is the multi-tape Turing machine. Multi-tape Turing machine is again is same as a basic Turing machine, consisting of the several one-way infinite tapes. Okay. Here you can see this is an example of a three-tape Turing machine. Tape 1, tape 2, and tape. You can say this is this is the example of the K-tape Turing machine. Tape 1, tape 2 to the tape. Okay. Means the multi-tape Turing machine consists of the K tapes. First thing. Second, here you can see in the standard Turing machine, there is a one read-write head, but in the multi-tape Turing machine, there are K read-write heads. Read-write head 1, read-write head 2, read-write head K. Okay. Here instead of the 3 is a K. Did this 3 as a K. Okay. We can define K Turing machine as follows again with the help of the 7 tuples Q, sigma, gamma, delta, Q0, B and F. Difference only at the transition function. Here you can see the transition function maps from Q cross gamma power K to Q cross gamma K cross L R S power K. Okay. So this is the transition function. Here, let us see how will we define the transition function in a multi-tape Turing machine. Here you can see transition function delta. Machine is suppose in a state Qi, and it reads A1, A2, AK. These are the K symbols which are placed on the K tape, and there are K tape head. Is it clear? So machine in state Qi, okay, and it reads what? A1, A2 to AK. Then machine will goes to the state Qj, replace this A1, A2 to AK by B1, B2, BK, and move the tape head. First tape head left direction, second tape head right direction, and so on. Next topic is non-deterministic Turing machine. Again, we can define a non-deterministic Turing machine with the help of a 7 tuple Q, sigma, gamma, delta, Q0, B and F. Q, sigma, gamma, Q0, B and F. Meaning of these are same as the basic Turing machine. Difference as displays transition functions. Let us see the transition function. Here the transition function maps from Q cross gamma to 2 power Q cross gamma cross L and R. Left movement and the right movement. Okay. Let us see the how will be a transition function in the non-deterministic Turing machine. Delta Qx is equal to Q1 Y1 LR L oblique R Q2 Y2 L oblique R 2N YN L oblique R. Here you can see machine in state Q, its read symbol X, that it goes to any states Qi, this state or this state or this. any one of the states, means qi. Replace x by ya, means y1, y2 or yn, depending on the state to which the Turing machine will move, and moves in the left or right directions. Okay. Let us see the movement of the Turing machine between the two configurations. Okay. Here you can see. Suppose machine at any instant of the time, this is the configurations. Okay, x1, x2, xk minus 1, q, xk, xk plus 1, 2. It goes to this configuration. Okay, if machine, suppose machine is state q here, it reads xk, and suppose machine goes to take these three tuples, means machine goes to state q1, then it replace xk by y1 and moves in the right direction. Here you can see, replace this xk by y1 and moves in the left direction, right direction, means now the next symbol under the tape head is, you can see, xk plus 1. Okay, here you can see q1 xk plus 1, and before to this q1 is a y1. Okay, if it goes to the state q2, this will be the next configuration. A machine will be go to the state q3, and this will be the configuration. Here you can see the machine goes to state q2, replace this xk by y2 and moves at this time the left direction. So next symbol under the tape head will be xk minus 1. Here you can see xk minus 1, and this xk is replaced by the y2. Now, multi-dimensional Turing machine. In multi-dimensional Turing machine, tape consists of k-dimensional array of cells, infinite in all 2k directions for some fixed k. This is an example of a two-dimensional Turing machine. Here you can see tape head. Suppose tape head is pointing to this cell, or you can suppose tape head is pointing to this cell. Then it moves in the left directions. It may move in the left direction, or you can see the right direction, up direction, and the down direction. Okay. Again, multidimensional Turing machine is defined with the help of the 7 tuples Q, sigma, gamma, delta, Q0, Bf, with some modification in the transition functions. Let us see transition function. Here the transition function maps from Q cross gamma to Q cross gamma cross movement. Here you can see, observe, this is the left movement. This indicate R indicates the right movement. This U indicates the up movement, and this D indicates the down movement. Next topic is the universal Turing machine. You all know what is a digital computer. Digital computer is a general purpose machine. It can compute many different operations okay, means we can perform many different types of computation in a general purpose machine, means a digital computer. Digital computer means a general purpose machine. We can perform many types of computing on a same machine. So it is called a general purpose machine. First thing. On the other hand, Turing machine is designed to perform only one type of computation. Means if you design a Turing machine, then the work of that Turing machine is fixed. You can't modify the output of the Turing machine. I mean, the output should be same type. Okay. To perform the different computations on a Turing machine, we have to design different Turing machines. And this is the limitation of the Turing machine. That's why Turing machine is called a special purpose computer. What? A Turing machine is a special purpose computer. And this is the limitation of the Turing machine. Okay. Universal Turing machine overcomes this limitation of the Turing machine. It is a reprogrammable Turing machine. Means Universal Turing machine can be programmed to perform many different operations like a digital computer. In a digital computer, we can modify the programs, okay, and depending on the programs, it can perform the operations. In the same way, we can modify the Turing machine to perform the different operations. Means the Universal Turing machine is a reprogrammable Turing machine. In digital computers, takes programs and inputs and perform the operations depending on the instructions that are written in the program. In the same way, the Universal Turing machine takes Turing machine. And what is a Turing machine? We can describe a Turing machine with the help of the transition functions. And it is like a program. The Universal Turing machine takes the descriptions of a Turing machine and inputs depending on the Turing machine, the instruction that is specified in the description of the Turing machine, it works. Means Universal Turing machine simulate any Turing machine. Okay. It simulates the computation of Turing machine on W, any input string. Like a digital computer takes a program and input and perform the operations. In the same way, Universal Turing machine takes the descriptions of the Turing machine and input and it performs the operations. Okay. Next question. How will a Universal Turing machine perform different types of computations? Okay. What is the mechanism behind this? Actually, the universal Turing machine has three tapes. Tape 1, you can see in the picture, tape 1, tape 2 and tape 3. This tape 1 contains the descriptions of Turing machine. Tape 2 contains the input and tape 3 contains the state of the Turing machine. Okay. With the help of these three tapes, the universal Turing machine performs, simulates any Turing machine. First, it consults the tape 2 and tape 3 to determine a transition functions, and transition functions written on the tape 1. According to the transition functions, it modified the contents of tape 2 and tape 3. Okay. Here you can see this is the computer, this is the program, this is the input to the program, and what is this? This is the program counter. This program counter, what is the work? You already know the work of the program counter. It starts with the first instruction which is written on the program and increment one by one depending on the instruction which is written on the program. Okay. Let us see how will we describes a Turing machine. Means, as we know, universal Turing machine takes the description of the Turing machine. So let us see how will we convert a Turing machine into a description. Okay. Let us see. Suppose this is the universal Turing machine. Q sigma gamma delta Q0 BF. Universal Turing machine. Here suppose, for example, sigma is 0, 1, gamma is A1, A2, AM, B, Q0 suppose initial state, F is suppose for final state, Q2 is the final state, and Q is the Q1, Q2 to Q1. For example, as I have already told you, the universal Turing machine takes the description of the Turing machine. The question, how will we encode a given Turing machine? The encoding scheme is as follows. The state Q1 is represented by 0, Q2 is represented by 0, 0, and so on. Similarly, A1, what is the A1? A1 is the input symbol, is represented by 0, A2 is represented by 0, 0, and so on. The symbol 1 will be used as a separator between A's. Between A. A means the input symbol. The left is encoded as 0 and R is encoded as 0, 0. So this is the encoding scheme. With the help of this encoding scheme, you can convert any Turing machine to a description. Okay. Suppose, how will we convert a Turing machine into a description? That we know the Turing machine consists of a set of transition functions. We simply convert the transition functions with the help of this encoding scheme. And each transition function acts as a statement corresponding to your program. Okay. Suppose, so Turing machine, now we can say in a description, the Turing machine consists of the transition functions, and now we convert a transition function with the help of this encoding scheme, yeah, or you can choose any encoding scheme. Okay. Suppose the Turing machine consists of this instruction: delta Qi, Aj, Ak. Here you can see Al, and here is the L. This machine state Qi, input is Aj, machine goes to state Qk, replace this Aj by Al, and moves in the left direction. Is encoded as this state Qi. The Q1 is represented by 0, Q2 is double 0, so Qk is represented as a 0i, means 0, 0, 0 to I. Okay, and this Qi and Aj, these are the parameters. Between these two parameters, we can place 1. Here you can see 1 is act as a separator. Now Aj is encoded as 0 to the power j, 0 j times. Now again use the separator 1. Okay, Qk. Next is the Qk. Qk is converted as a 0 k times, followed by a separator 1. Now Al is encoded as 0 L times 0 power L. Now there is a, you put a separator 1, and next L is encoded as a 0. L is encoded as 0 and R is encoded as 0. Okay. So with the help of this transition functions, you can with the help of this encoding scheme, you can convert each transition function of a Turing machine. Okay, understood? Next point, linear bounded automata. Actually, linear bounded automata is a non-deterministic Turing machine. The nature is a non-deterministic, which has unbounded tape. But how much of the tape can be used is a function of the input. Here we are going to restrict, we are going to reduce the power of a Turing machine. Here you can see the tape space is used is a function of the input. Is it clear? Input alphabet include two special symbols. One is the pound sign and next is the dollar sign. This pound sign is treated as a left hand marker and this right hand marker is denoted by a dollar sign. Okay. So linear bounded automata is a non-deterministic Turing machine. The input alphabet contains the two special symbols, pound sign and the which is used for the left hand marker, and the dollar sign which is used for the right hand marker. Okay. And here you can see that there is a restrictions. In a linear bounded automata has no move to the left from this pound sign, and there is no movement right of this dollar sign. Nor it may print any other symbols over this and this. We can define a linear bounded automata with the help of again 7 tuples Q, sigma, gamma, delta, Q0, BF, and with 2 conditions. What is the condition? Delta Qi, and you can say the input symbol is a dollar sign. Oh, sorry, pound sign. Then machine, and suppose this is a okay, that right. So machine in state Qi, input is machine reads this pound sign, it goes to Qj and replace this pound sign by this pound sign and moves in the right direction. Here there is no left movement. Here you can't specify L if machine reads this pound sign, then it will never go to the left of pound sign. And here, suppose this is the case, machine has any state, and suppose it reads the dollar sign, the movement will be left direction, not the right direction. These two are the restrictions we imposed in the Turing machine. Then it becomes a linear bounded automata. The language accepted by linear bounded automata M is set of words W such that W is the element of this sigma and X minus this pound sign and dollar. Okay, we include these two symbols in the input, but it is not a part of, you can say, sigma. Okay, and if this is the initial configuration, machine in state Q0, here you can see the input is between two symbol pound sign, and here you can see the dollar sign. This way you can represent the input. If machine starts from this initial configurations and goes to the final configuration alpha to beta. Okay, here Q is a member of this F and alpha beta are the member of this gamma star. The language defined by the linear bounded automata is a context sensitive language. If and only if there exists a linear bounded. So linear bounded automata defines the context sensitive language. This is the another class of formal language. We can say a given language is a context sensitive language if and only if there exists an linear bounded automata. Any questions? You can send your questions on my email. I have already told you several times. Thank you very much.